The protests in Portland, Oregon, which began in late May after the death of George Floyd, have persisted, and now they've grown into a national flashpoint about President Trump's law and order agenda. He sent in federal agents. Many operate without ID and in full camouflage gear. They grab protesters off the street, put them in unmarked vehicles, hold them without due process. Some protesters have been violent, but there's been peaceful pushback too, like this woman wearing nothing but a mask and a hat, confronting heavily armed agents. Jackson Proskow on a standoff the world is watching.
There's no end in sight to the protests gripping Portland. For more than 50 days, marchers have taken to the streets, only to be met in recent days by a force of federal agents, men without badges or ID, acting on orders of President Donald Trump.
Didn't deter me. It made me, in fact, want to go back.
Monday saw a march of moms met with tear gas near a federal courthouse. Video of people being grabbed off the streets and hauled away in unmarked vans by the unidentified men have fueled the protests. So did video showing a 53-year-old Navy veteran beaten and pepper sprayed after he tried to talk to the officers about their oath to defend the Constitution.
This community is being intentionally disrupted, and I think we can all see that if we don't get this to stop, it will spread to other cities.
The White House has no plans to stop with Portland, vowing to confront a variety of alleged threats, like crime and gun violence, matters typically reserved for local police.
We're looking at Chicago, too. We're looking at New York. Look at what's going on. All run by Democrats.
The move is a distraction from the raging pandemic and the president's own faltering approval ratings.
I think that our president is essentially throwing mud on the wall to find an issue that will help him carry the day in November.
The use of federal agents as police was previewed during protests in Washington, D.C., when those same unmarked officers were stationed outside the White House.
We're accomplishing our mission, which is to protect the federal facilities and the people in them and using them.
As the election draws near and as the pandemic spirals into a national emergency, there are fears about how and why those forces are being deployed. For now, their presence is only emboldening protesters.
I think what they want to do is scare us away, the feds. They want us to stop protesting, and it's the opposite effect.
Tonight, President Donald Trump is giving in on the issue of the COVID-19 pandemic. He held his first in-person briefing on the issue in months. He admitted things are likely to get worse before they get better, but then returned to a familiar message track of downplaying the severity of the virus and touting his own administration's response. Donna, he is not backing down, though, over the issues of law and order, what he claims to be lawlessness in American cities, something he sees as a potential wedge issue in the upcoming election.
Okay. Jackson Proskow in Washington, thank you.
More videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.